Hello there, and welcome back to another edition of iWake. Today is Wednesday, May 29th, 2013, and we're back after a long Memorial Day weekend and lots of catching up to do. So let's first catch up on in theaters. What happened in theaters over the weekend? I saw two movies that you guys might be interested in. Hangover Part 3, the conclusion of this wacky trilogy, and I also saw it's not very good if I can't remember it. I enjoyed it. Fast and Furious 6, dubbed Furious 6. So both of these films were really well done. I think if you're a fan of either series, you're going to love this latest installment of either one. Hangover 3 was at least number 2 in my mind as far as the best of the trilogy, and comes close to number 1 as far as enjoyability. I think it has a lot of replay value, maybe even more so than number 1 or 2, that this is a movie that when you buy it, you'll be able to enjoy it again and again, where the other ones might not have that value in them. That's not to say they're not good films, but I think replay value-wise, it is great. As far as Furious 6, really enjoyed this film. It had a lot of nice character fulfillments of stuff we've seen and now have fully realized in this film. We have new characters that are cool to see. We have conclusions of storylines and plot lines, and we have a nice wrap-up of what we saw in Fast 5, what happens after that. This film was probably third of the 6 for me. Probably the original is number 1. Fast 5 is number 2. This is right after that, Fast 6 or Furious 6. It's probably my third favorite of the series. Not to say the other ones aren't good, but I think this is number 3. It was really well done. Not great, but really well done and an enjoyable film. So. Epic is also out in theaters. I intend to see that rather soon, so stay tuned for information on that movie. As far as what's in iTunes this week, it was kind of a weird morning. They kind of didn't update the store, and then at like 4 p.m. they decided to push out the update to iTunes as far as what's on the store. And nothing huge this week. We have... the same kind of thing, Hangover Part 1 and Part 2 double feature, pre-ordering of some of the movies in theaters. We have Jason Bateman movies on sale, $10 in HD, some really nice ones in there. But nothing that is really impressive as far as new releases or things of note. Something rather interesting, Sound City is 99 cents in iTunes as a movie rental of the week. And that's a movie we just reviewed for the International Film Club podcast. So that's coming up in the lineup. If you haven't seen that, that'd be good to watch. Movie 43 is something I'm going to be renting when it's available to rent on June 11th, which is probably the date it's available for DVD or Blu-ray purchase, is how that works. This is a movie that got terrible reviews, but the cast leaves me intrigued. It's got people that I really am interested to see them in a movie. It's got an all-star cast. I don't know why it got such bad reviews. So that's something I'm really interested in. There's crime thrillers in iTunes on sale for $10 in HD. Drive, The Departed, Reservoir Dogs, which I should probably get that one as it's a Tarantino one that I don't yet own. Many others in that lineup as well. So definitely those are some interesting ones to take a look at. Beyond that, nothing huge as far as releases. It was very, very slow week as far as all that's concerned. On the TV front, there's some cool stuff, nothing really big or notable. And with that, let's move on to Apple news. What's going on in the Apple world? First off, Apple has cut prices again on refurbished iPads. So it's now, for the iPad minis, we start at $279, down from $299 for the low end. And for the 4th generation iPad, you can get one for $419, down from $449. So some great deals there on the refurb store. even more affordable iPads. Next up, Evernote has reminders within their notes. So if you update their apps, there's now a mechanism to have like a to-do list type thing with reminders built into it. Pretty slick and something I would really suggest you take a look at. The big story for me, at least this week, has been, or recently has been, Drobo acquiring or merging with Transporter. So Transporter was this great startup that I've met the people that run that, and they're actually merging with Drobo. I love Drobo. I am a big fan of Drobo, but it's kind of interesting, as I thought Transporter's aim was to kind of be its own thing outside of the big Drobo, the big companies. I believe some of the people worked for Drobo originally that started Transporter, and it's really interesting to see them get acquired back into it. It'd be like if Apple acquired Nest, which I'm not sure if that would go well or not. So kind of interesting news there. Yahoo has acquired Tumblr. I'm not sure if we've talked about that much or not. Beyond that, as far as news in the tech world, it's been slim pickings. It's been a very, slow week leading up to WWDC next month. Lots of news in the Nintendo front, which I'll cover on the Nintendo edition, which will be tomorrow. But beyond that I believe is the news for today. Let me just do a final checkup here. I guess the last bit I should mention is I got accepted into the Aereo program. Aereo is the live antenna feed of TV in your area, and it's about to launch in Boston. But since I pre-registered, I got an invite on Saturday, and I'm now, for $8 a month, this is my first month as a free trial, have access to Aereo. This is a website, which is a web app installs on your iPhone, feels like an app, no, clutter in the UI or anything like that. There's a Roku app for this, and now I have access to live streaming TV, all the over-the-air stuff, NBC, ABC, all that kind of stuff available to me, and it's been a great experience so far. And this really changes the game for cord cutters, because now I have Netflix and I have live TV, and it's a DVR as well, so I can say record all these episodes of Seinfeld, and it records all the episodes. I have 20 hours as part of my subscription. They have a higher-end plan where you get 80 hours and 2 simultaneously recording shows. But anyways, it is an incredible service, and really for a lot of people, I think, can complete the circle for their live TV necessities. It's really a cool thing that's going on there. So I'll have more thoughts on it as I use it more and more. This Aereo service that's now in the Boston area, or very soon to be in the Boston area, is really awesome. I can't wait to see it go to other locations, and I feel so privileged to be in the second location that has access to this. And I'm really glad me up in New Hampshire has access to this. I'm not directly in Boston, but yet I got accepted into this program. So the last bit as far as Apple news, Tim Cook is interviewing at the All Things D conference. Tons of news out of that. That will be a story for next week, or maybe a special edition, as he's doing a very long and in-depth interview, something that I'm sure you'll watch video clips of and hopefully the whole thing of very soon. So Tim at All Things D11. So pretty cool stuff there. I would encourage you to look online for more information about that. And with that said, thanks for tuning into this edition of iWake. I'll be back tomorrow for the Nintendo edition of the show. Stay tuned.